Hello and welcome to this channel. My name's Eva Greenslade and I'm a celebrant and I'm a doula and I'm a mum and I'm an author and I'm a shamanic practitioner. And I thought I would do a little series of videos on just snippets of my life as a celebrant. I have done this before in my life as a doula, but not as a celebrant, and I have such a passion for working as a celebrant. I love helping people, supporting people through honouring their rites of passage in life and seeing life as a ceremony and honouring those turning points in our life that mark out rites of passage that help us to grow within ourselves, and doing that through ceremony where you can really enhance that moment and you can really grow through the ceremony and honour that point. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. Obviously there's different ceremonies for different things and everybody's different, so each ceremony is different. So I do life ceremonies mostly, although I have done some funerals as well for friends. And the ceremonies that I offer are rooted in nature, so they are more of a modern take on tradition. That would be pre-Christian type of ceremonies, but also just the honouring of the world around us and what makes us who we are. So within the ceremonies that I offer, a lot of people want to honour the elements, so air, fire, water, earth and the inner spirit, and also to honour the directions, because that makes up what we are, and that creates that stability within our lives, you know, when we honour what we're made of, because the fact that everything needs earth, air, fire and water to survive. Technically that's not true, not everything on this planet needs all of those things to survive, but most of us do. So it just honours what we're created by, you know, what creates life, as well as the universal energies, which is different for everybody. So some people are religious and some people are not. You can choose to have a nature-based ceremony whether you're religious or not, and that's totally fine. Some people that I work with really do know they've got a pagan pathway and they know exactly what they want to do, who they want to honour, what they want to bring in, and that's really cool too. And we do that and work with those things that work for them, because each ceremony that I offer, it's about really honouring you and meeting you, my client, where you are at, and supporting you through that rite of passage in the right way for you. And if it's a hand fasting for both of you, you can have a hand fasting that honours both pathways of and backgrounds from where you're at and who you are. Ceremonies that I do are really bespoke to you, so I will come and sit with you and you know, we'll chat through what is the most meaningful for you, things that hold deep meaning, and we will weave a ceremony together. I go away and I write it, come back to you and you tweak it and see what you think, and then it goes back and forth. We keep adding or removing until we get the ceremony that works for you. And that can be, I work with hand fastings, I work with naming ceremonies. That could be for a baby or it could be for any time in life if you want to honour your name and honour who you are. I do rites of passage of growth, so coming of age ceremonies, so the honouring of the menstrual cycle for women, coming of age for boys, although I haven't actually done a coming of age for a boy ceremony apart from with my son, and a friend of ours did that, which was really lovely. And then also as you age, so mostly for women, as we mark different points in our lives. So it might be that you've broken up from a relationship and you need a really big, you just want to clear it and you want to move on and you want to mark that point. that could be a rite of passage for you, to really, because you're shedding part of yourself and you're growing. So it's about your inner growth. And then also marking that point of our cycles as women as well. So we're now reaching a point where we realise that actually not just the perimenopause and menopause, but there's like a middle point of where we've been, some of us have been mothers, but we're not quite at that point of menopause yet, and there's a gap. We're not quite of, the crone years actually are now moving into a much later phase in life than they used to be for us. So now there's a gap. So there's that gap of coming into yourself as an enchantress, or coming into yourself, honouring the wisdom that you hold from your life, through your life, and being at that point of being able to offer it out to others, but you're not yet a crone. So a crone means just older, wise person, but you're in that in-between phase of you're no longer being the creatrix, creating your life, but you're reached a point where you can now create or offer your creations, if that makes sense at all. And then I also work with placenta burial and earthing, so grounding of the baby, of the soul, because I'm also a doula as well. So there's lots of things that I've done and offer and do. Is very much about meeting you where you're at. So today, that's enough about that. But if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. And today, I'm just sitting in my car. It's raining, and I thought I would start this today because I did a really lovely thing today. I have been writing a hand fasting ceremony with a couple for the last few months, and their hand fasting is in 2 weeks. And today we went and met in a beautiful woodland space where they are having their hand fasting. It's surrounded by birch trees, and we did the dress rehearsal in brief because it was raining so much. But we did a quick brief rehearsal of their ceremony, which is going to be magical. It's going to be really, really lovely. And within the ceremony are aspects like jumping the besom, jumping the broom. They're having a hand fasting, so they're literally tying the knot. It's a renewal, so we're doubling that and tying the knot again. They've chosen a circle of birch trees because it's a magical place, but the birch tree itself holds a really deep meaning for our ancestors here, because they would have got married under the birch tree. Often the birch tree, as it flowers in spring, is a tree that really honours that gift of new life. And the birch tree for our ancestors would have had many, many uses as well. It's a really incredible tree with the gifts that it offers. Because you can drink its sap, you can eat from it, you can use the bark for making baskets or writing on before we had paper. It's known as the Lady of the Forest as well. And I mentioned that this couple are jumping a besom. Well, the besom that they're jumping is also made from birch. And jumping the besom, jumping of the broom, is because a broom was a everyday household object that everybody had and used every day within their home to clear out things that they didn't need, to sweep the floor, but also just clear out the energy. When you clean, you're clearing out the energy all the time. And so to jump the besom, to jump the broom with your loved one, means that you're jumping into the future. You're clearing away what you don't need, and you're jumping into a clear future together. So you're wiping the slate clean and you're jumping. It was also a contract, because in the days where people couldn't go to the registry office to sign their paperwork, actually to have a broom and to jump the broom was also seen as a legal part to the marriage. So So there you go. So I've reached 10 minutes. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave it there, and I will speak with you again soon with another little snippet and bits and pieces about my life and the things that I get up to as a celebrant.